We'll record. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Thanks for jumping on. I know that it is full swing summer mode in this house. So if you are experiencing the same and going through schedule changes, but still making the time to hop on here, I commend you for that. And I appreciate you guys getting on, showing up. We're gonna be talking about all things summit today. So I must not have the right screen open because when I went to screen share, it wasn't there. So let me try again. And screen share one more time. There we go. I don't have it in present mode, so we'll just rock it in with my Canva. So, all right, we're gonna be talking about maximizing your Summit experience. So for those of you who are on, help me out. Who here is actually going to Summit next week? You can drop it in the chats, me, not me, let me know, just kind of curious. Who's making it? Me, I'm going, me, love it, love it. Awesome. If you're not going, first timer, heck yes, Sarah, that's awesome. You're gonna love it. Just prepare yourself to be overwhelmed in the absolute best way and just mentally prepare to have the time of your life. It is a game changer. And that's why I love talking about Summit. I've done this call in years past because to me, Summit changed everything about the course of my business, to be honest. So whenever I had went to my first Summit, I was a 3-month baby coach. So I wasn't in the business very long. I didn't really know what Summit was. I had no idea what kind of experience Summit was going to be and the impact that it was going to have on my business. But what I knew was every national wake up call and every team call and everything leading up in the months to Summit said, get to Summit. So even though I was a new stay-at-home mom at the time, making $0 before I had found this opportunity 3 months prior, I knew that I had to figure out a way to make it happen. So I had earned the Success Starter. So if you are a newer coach and aren't aware of what that is, the Success Starter program allows you to actually earn your Summit ticket for free by hitting Success Club 3 out of the first 6 months as a coach. So I had done it. I'd hit Success Club those first 3 months. And this would have been, I hit March, April, May. So in May, I get an email that I earned a free ticket. And that year you could actually apply it to Summit in June. So it was the same time frame 9 years ago. And I remember being like, well, I don't know if I can swing a trip out to Vegas. Like we're only like a month out. I don't have any money. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, I had a coupon that I didn't want to go to waste. Like I remember the email, it was like, this is valued at $299. And I was like, shoot, like, could I? And of course, anybody who you talk to, who you say like, should I try to make this work? They're like, absolutely. Like if at all possible, you get there. And I was fortunate enough, my mother-in-law booked me a flight using airline miles that she had, because again, didn't have any money to actually buy the flight. So my mother-in-law gave me some miles and my kids were itty bitty. So she actually came and watched my kids for me so that my husband could still work and I could go. I packed nothing but oatmeal. I would microwave oatmeal. And I had my Shakeology and at the time P90X bars, which were kind of gross, but I ate them because it gave me volume when I bought them. And I lived off of nothing but snacks and bars and adrenaline for those 3 days, but it was hands down the best investment. I stayed with somebody who I'd never met before. It was somebody who last minute had a cancellation and she was like, I mean, I have a room. It was like, like responding to a Craigslist ad. And I was like, whoa, okay. Like it cost me next to nothing when in the grand scheme of things. But once I got there, I got it. Like once I was there in the moment, I understood how this business could be so life-changing. And yes, you can get a heck of an experience through a screen. This world has proven that you can do a lot of things virtually, but nothing can beat seeing and hearing the stories in person. And when I walked away from that event, it allowed me to see the whole why not me? Because every story you hear, just like mine, I didn't have any experience. There was no reason to say why I should or could be more successful in this business than someone else. Other than that, I saw that it was possible. And then I channeled that drive that sure as heck I could do what these women did too. So if you're going, I just encourage you to go with an open mind, listen and absorb it all and continuously say, if she can do it, so can I. If you're not going, I still encourage you to watch the opening, watch the closing, pick a couple people who like you really love to follow their stories. Don't follow all of them because you may end up with like major FOMO, but pick a few where you can follow along to try to get a little bit of that experience and then make that promise to yourself that you'll be here next year. Because I promise it can really change the course of everything with your business. And that's what I want to dive into as we go throughout the call. So real quick, I was gonna say, is this blurry? Want to do some recognition. So our Success Club 10 shout out boards, Mal posted these into the Dream Team page earlier today. So we have Sarah Mead, who said she's a first timer for Summit, and she is leading the entire organization at 22. So congrats to you. That is amazing. Alana, Carrie, Megan, Allison, Steph, Amethyst. You can see the list go down. All of these women on the left of 8 and higher. And then we have our Success Club 5 and above. And I don't know about you guys, but even last week, as we closed out May at the beginning of the week, I always have set a goal for myself to get my name on this board by the time the Monday night call would roll around. Now, not everybody is recognition driven, and I get that. But there was something about seeing my name on the board that to me, it was like, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm doing what the leaders who have gone before me say, and I can't expect my team to follow suit and to hit Success Club if I'm not first setting the pace. So I've always set that goal to have Success Club 5 by the 5th. It was a little later this month. If you actually watched last week's call, you'll notice I was not on there. So I do set the goal, don't always hit it, but did hit it with this week. And if you haven't yet set those Success Club goals, I just encourage you pick your benchmark. Maybe it's SC. Mine was always 5 by the 5th, 10 by the 10th. Again, I'm not at 10 and it's past the 10th. That goal's still there, and that's still what I'm striving for. And it's something that sits up on my whiteboard that I focus on every single day. So Success Club matters. You hear it here, you hear it in National Wake Up Call all the time, but I want to make sure we recognize those who have locked it in so far for the month. Now, as we head into Summit, we have our team event next Thursday. So if you haven't yet grabbed your ticket, you can still grab tickets for this. And also, which Steph, I don't know if you have it handy, if you want to drop the link maybe in the chat. I know you post, I saw your post today, it was really good. You made a post publicly about it. We have opened this event up to the entire Beachbody community. So maybe you have a friend or somebody who's in your area that is not on the Dream Team, but is going to be at Summit. Our event is open to everybody now. So you can share the link with them if you want to invite them to come. The more the merrier. We have room to seat 500 people in our venue that we have rented out for this. And my gosh, I would love nothing more than be able to fill that with 500 people ready to come sit down and learn with us on next Thursday morning. So thank you, Steph, for grabbing that for me. And then you can see here, just open at 11. You do need a ticket. And if you have a guest coming on, your guest will need a ticket to want to make sure you snag that. But that event is our Thursday event. And then also, and it's all in one event, right? This one will be our team only. So this one's not open to the public, but our team meet and greet will be on Saturday night. Oh my gosh, did you see? I typed this and I didn't even notice. It's literally on the image. I did not even notice that. There's my 80. Wow, that's funny. Anyways, there's our event. It's at the Grand Hyatt San Antonio. Same place as our team event. It'll just be on Saturday. So if you're at Summit, do everything you can to get to these events. The team training on Thursday is open to everybody, but our meet and greet on Saturday will be team only. All right, so Summit. We're gonna talk about how we can leverage this to build our business, because it is super fun, but it's not a vacation, contrary to what it may feel like. I mean, I know for me, I couldn't imagine, it was like the first time I left my son. So to me, it was a little bit of like, oh my gosh, do I get to like sleep uninterrupted? Like this could be an incredible night. Like, oh my gosh, but it's so much more than that. And I want to encourage you to leverage it for the business opportunity that is. You're going to have a heck of a lot of fun. Like it is fun, but there's also so much opportunity. And there are people who you might not come across otherwise unless you're at this event. So go to all of your super workouts, go to your sessions, go to, whatever parties you've qualified for, get yourself in the room with the people who have done the things that you're trying to do. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this. This is a quote that kind of circulated around last year, but it was on the forefront of my mind as I was getting ready for this, because this came around last year, that it was estimated that the average person would need $5,200 in 2022 to maintain the lifestyle they had in 2021. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm a former CPA. So everything I do is in numbers. Everything I look at is in numbers, and it's equated to $1. And I can tell you what anything costs at any given time, today, a year ago, 3 years ago, because that's the way my mind works. And I can tell you that $5,200 that went from 2021 to 2022 is that much, if not more, as we hit forward to where we are today. It's real. People need income. And I saw this on a friend of mine's stories the other day. It was like an Ask Me Anything. And she had said something that somebody asked her about, why do you work so hard? And she answered it. She's a girl that entrepreneur, no network marketing. She's an entrepreneur. She has her own business. She works a full-time job. And she said, I understand that money is not everything, but in order to enjoy the life that I want to have, I understand that I need money to do those things. So it's as simple as I work really hard, not because I have to for any other external purpose, other than that there's things I want to accomplish. And to do that, I need money. And everybody needs it. No one wants to talk about it, but it's something that no matter what, if it's for you, for your kids, for food, for shelter, for clothing, whatever it is, frivolous things or necessities, we all need it. And we have an opportunity in our hands. This business is a gift if you can allow it to be. If you think about the way that this business has impacted you and the changes that it's made, hold on. The impact that it's made that got you to where you're going to sit on a Monday in summer and listen to a call because you have a business that changed your life. You care about it. You want to grow it. You are on the call because you believe that there's something this business could do for you and your family. Understand that the people who are on the other side watching your stories or watching your posts or getting a little double tap heart on your Instagram, they probably need this too. And most people are too afraid to actually say something to let you know that they want in on it, which is where we get to be that avenue that says, hey, would you like to do what I do? Have you ever thought about doing what I do? That simple message can change everything. And as we get ready to go to Summit, we have the opportunity to talk and share all of the different things about what we do with the fitness and the community and the nutrition, all these pieces because of this opportunity we have, and we're going to be showcasing it in such a different way. So understand that as you share through Summit, as you overshare through Summit, I'm going to give you some examples of things to do that, but I want you to look at it as you're not sharing to say, hey, look at me. You're sharing all of the fun of Summit because you want someone else to see what you're sharing and say, if she can do it, so can I. So that's why I feel like right now this is such an incredible opportunity for us, not just because we're going to Summit, but because people need this. And we have the gift. I have it sitting, and I always, like, anytime I would lead a power hour, it would sit there. But it lives like an old, my daughter went through all the Post-its and made little crosses on them when she was little, and it's still the same Post-it I have. But it says, I'm grateful somebody invited me. And it's just that simple reminder that sits in front of my eyes every time I sit at my computer, because I am grateful that somebody invited me, because without this opportunity, my life would look vastly different than where it is today. And I know that it's my job and my obligation to share that with other people. So how are we going to do that? This is a calendar, and I will download these slides and put this on a Google Doc for you guys to look at. And I can't take credit for creating all these ideas. Somebody else had created it, and I just made it into a format for this year. But these are sample ideas of how you can streamline what you're going to post and what you're going to talk about in the coming weeks. So if you want to really plan ahead, because Summit's busy, like you might think, well, I'm done at this time and I have this many hours in between. It's busy and it's crowded, and you're going to get like wrapped up in the moment. I don't pre-write a whole lot of posts, but I will have every post pre-written for Summit. I can change them. I can change them later and write something totally different. But I already know that on Tuesday, I'm flying to Houston because that's where my husband's family is. So on Tuesday, we're flying to Houston. On Wednesday, I have one of my coaches who's picking me and my husband up, and we're going to road trip across Texas to go to San Antonio. I know that Wednesday night, we're having our speaker dinner. I know that on Thursday, we're having our team training event and then the opening ceremonies. I know that on Friday, I have team pictures. Then I know what the week looks like. I don't necessarily know everything that I'm going to feel and want to say, but I can do a pretty darn good job at writing and drafting up posts now to be able to save me that hassle of moving forward and when in the busyness and craziness of the week. And a little tip, if you've gone to Summit in years past, go ahead back and try to, like, if you created an album, they might be easier to find. I actually have them saved in my notes because I do this every year. I have a Summit section, I have a Success Club trip section, and I have a leadership section. And it says Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I have all the posts from prior years. So when you see my posts, chances are I wrote something super similar on day 1 last year, on day 2 the year before, and I'm just going to change it and do an updated picture and, share. Yes, I'll change some wording, but this is one of the few times where I'm going to tell you, write it all out, write it down, have the plan, I like to use notes in my phone because it's so easy to access and I can organize them that way. You can make it a Google Doc, you can do it however you want to do it. But I wanted to share a couple of these things. Also, with the way reels are, video everything. Like I even went for a hike with my family the other day and I just took little video clips. Never posted any of them. Like I was truly enjoying what we were doing. I never posted, but I was like, little video clips right now are so simple to use on Reels. You don't have to lip sync anything. You don't have to collage a whole bunch of things together. You can truly just take some simple clip of you at the check-in desk at Summit. When you're checking in at Summit, have someone, behind you take your video and just video while you're checking in, walking into the hotel for the first time or where the convention center is. Little video clips, you'll be able to use those over and over and it will be content in all the weeks to come. So the first thing I want to say is video everything. Also, you'll probably want to like overpost. And I know that, it's kind of great that we can now post once a day and then move on with the world. It doesn't really have to be the way it was way back when I started and we posted like 5 times a day, but people are watching you. They're going to watch. Anytime you travel, people watch, but this is fun stuff. It's exciting. So if you're excited and you're sharing that, people are going to want to keep coming back for more to see what else is she doing? What else is she wearing? Where is she going? What's she doing in San Antonio? That's fun. So I'm going to encourage you it might feel like you're overposting or oversharing. And in this event, this is where it's okay to really be loud and proud that you're a body partner and you've got a lot of things to share. So I'm not going to go over every single day on here on this call because you guys can take this and do as you want with it. Last night I actually did it didn't actually perform well, so I'll be honest, but I did do I'm going to San Antonio post, kind of like I'm opening the doors to start talking about it. Does anybody have any recommendations for places to go? And I did do a poll in my stories for that, and I got more recommendations on the poll than I did on my post. But that was my first opening to start saying, okay, I'm going to San Antonio. And then throughout this week, things will be, I'll start sharing other things about going to Summit. You can say that you're on a call tonight where you're hearing all the tips and ways to maximize this trip that you get to go with your girlfriends next week. That's actually a work trip to grow your business. You can use this call tonight to put a story up to talk about it. You can use any little thing about your packing, about, maybe you're going to pack your supplements all up. You could do a story or a live and talk about what you're packing to go on the trip. One of the best things to do is talk about your outfits. I know it's so simple, but it is still something that people love to give their opinion. Everyone loves to give their opinion on something. So whether it's that you earned an exclusive ticket to the Success Club party on Friday night and you want to know what top you should wear for the country theme or, however it's worded, you could do something with that. You could do something you get to work out live with your favorite trainer. What workout outfit should I wear? Those little things, they're simple to put together. You don't have to go out and buy crazy things. This might sound weird to some, and some people might, my first Summit, I think I went out and bought all new clothes because I couldn't wait to go away. Do you know I started packing and setting a goal for myself not to buy anything this year? I'm like, I wonder if I can go to this event and not actually buy anything new. And I've gone through past Summit events and pulled out the outfit that I first walked across stage as a 1-star in 2015 and pulled the outfit that I spoke in one year. And I went through and I'm like, this is different than other years. I used to get so excited to go buy new clothes, but I'm in this, I want to get rid of everything I don't need phase. So I'm personally trying to pack on this trip and not go out and buy anything new for it. So little twist, if you're someone who's like, but I don't have a whole bunch of new outfits to go do these trendy little, which dress should I wear posts, then go into your closet and just ask people for their opinion. You don't have to go out and buy a new wardrobe. Just ask. The whole point is get the engagement, get their opinion because people love to give it, but you're sprinkling in why you're going. What is it for? Is it for a workout? Is it for where you get to meet the team meet and greet? You get to meet these people for the first time after spending the last year seeing them on Zoom squares. What would be the best first impression of me? Those types of things. So those are really great ways. If you have in your boot camp is another place where you're going to want to overshare this stuff too. So obviously you're going to have your posts on your page. But also as you get to work out with the trainers, I always the people who are in your group, they already love you. They're in with you, they love you, they're following you, they're already vested with you. These are the people who are probably really following closely because maybe they're not partners yet. but you'd love them to be. So if you can get them engaged in your group to be like, oh my gosh, guys, I get to go work out with Megan Davies tomorrow. Like, can you believe it? Like, and just start that engagement conversation. You might actually find you get more in the private group versus your page as well. So don't be afraid to post kind of like that same type of like oversharing of what you're doing and where you're going inside your group, but then also on your page as well. So we have our pre-summit things through the first week. And then while you're there, talking about, what you're doing. Is it your first thing? What are you excited for? Travel day. People love a good airport bathroom selfie. I don't know why, but they just work. People love it. It's like you're going somewhere. There in Pittsburgh, when you walk in off the tarmac, you go to the first bathroom on the left. There's great lighting. I take one there every single time I go. I just always do. So that's something simple that you can already think, okay, on the way to the airport, I'm going to snap a selfie, and then you can write that post in advance of what you're excited for. Maybe you haven't traveled in a year. Maybe you've never traveled away from your kids. Maybe you've never traveled without your spouse. Maybe you are traveling with your spouse. You can start to think about all these parts of what you're going to post about and start thinking, okay, well, what pictures do I need? So it's a little bit more prep in the front end, but I promise you, taking the time now to think about what pictures you want, or what your posts are going to say, it's going to allow you to have more fun and be more present when you're actually there. You guys have all signed up for a super trainer workout, so you know the exact workout that you're going to be doing on Friday morning. I'm doing Amalia's workout because obviously I'm super excited for chop wood, carry water. I hope I said that right, but his new one. So like, I know that my post will say something about getting to be able to experience the next program that's coming out. Maybe I'll sprinkle in, something like some sort of interest about that. And maybe it's just something about just working out live with him, but I know that that will be something that I can post about on Thursday morning. You also want to like kind of include the fact on Friday, we're here to learn, right? Like, we're trained by some of the top people. So you never know what somebody else is going to be watching from you that is going to click with them. Like Melanie probably wouldn't have been somebody who would have been uber excited about like all the parties as much as she would have been about like a system for trading. At least that's where she is now, right? So like, you just don't know who is in it because they want to learn, who's in it because they want to work out with a trainer. I know that was like Alyssa's thing. Like, when Alyssa saw Melanie's post way back when, her click for her was the idea of working out with a trainer. Some people, it's a team photo shoot. Some people, it's just a dinner. Some people, it's just the act of getting away and traveling somewhere. So by thinking about that variety of what you're posting throughout next week, you can hit on all those different parts of what Summit has to offer, but you're also hitting on different pain points or different trigger points for the people who are following you to be like, oh, well, I want that community, or oh, I want the ability to travel, or I want the financial flexibility to have a job that sends me away with some girlfriends for a long weekend. Like, hitting on all those different pieces is what's going to allow you to maximize it the best way. And then when we come back, we are going to do a team-wide sneak peek on that Tuesday. So we'll have that. I have an image here at the end of the slides, but that'll be on Tuesday. So as you are going about posting, when you include a call to action, maybe it's, DM me partner, DM me I'm in, DM me curious, whatever it is. I find that tends to work better than comment below lately. So I usually say DM me and then I choose a word. But you'll want to direct them somewhere. And if you already have a group that you're using, great, use it. If you have an accountability partner that you work with, and maybe the 2 of you or 3 of you are planning your own group, awesome, run with it. But if you haven't yet set something up and you want to invite to the Dream Team wide one, that will be next Tuesday. And that'll be something where you would say, DM me to claim your spot, to tune in next Tuesday at our, to learn more about what this is, or to have a conversation if this is a good fit for you. So that will be your post summit. So it's kind of like, we've got our prep before, and then we've got the week of, and then you still need to kind of wrap it up as we come home, because now people have watched you. Well, you don't want to just like leave them hanging. You want to kind of bring it all to a close to be able to say like, here, you can come learn more here. There's and I was talking to somebody, and I have a text that I have saved in my phone, but I use it after every event, where it's like going through, again, your story views will likely be higher. So going through the story viewers to be like, hey, thanks for following along the shenanigans of the weekend. It's always so much fun when we get the crew together in person, when we're so used to running or building this business virtually. And it's just like, are you curious about, or so I don't know, I'd have to look it, I'll look it up when we're done. But it's like, would you be interested in learning more about what I do? Like, it's super short, but it's just like a simple connection, but I send that after every event because I have new eyes on my page, and it's just, thanks for following along, fun when we get together, do you want to learn more about it? So you don't want to miss that as you're traveling home on Sunday or Monday, whenever you're traveling home, to carve out that time to go back through and either follow up, or to straight up just invite the people who are following you. Also, this week, I would encourage you to spend a little bit more time on connections, because the more connections you do, the more eyes that are going to be watching, right? So maybe this week isn't super exciting or super adventurous for you, but next week's going to be. So if you spend a little bit more time on those connections this week, it's going to help you have more eyes and new eyes on your stuff next week. I'm going to move on. I do see chat stuff. Is there any questions there before we move into here? I just had like a couple more ideas going here. Anything? All right, good deal. I don't think I see any questions. If there's something I missed, I'll go back at the end. All right, so just a couple things here. Make sure you have a notebook ready. Whether it, you don't have to go out and buy a new one, you can do it electronically, you can carry your laptop, but have a place where you're going to write things down, not just your notes from the sessions, but where you can take like an action item. So a lot of people will say, like, keep your first couple pages of the notebook blank. That way you can take notes of what you're saying, but the front is like, what am I doing when I get back? Like, you're going to have a ton of information, don't get me wrong, but not everything you hear is something you need to implement or you want to implement. So take notes, listen in, right? Like that's what every team calls for. Take notes, listen in. Some things will be applicable to you and some won't, but leave those first couple pages blank so that you have the opportunity to create that to-do list. Another page is always a book of a PD book list. You will hear nothing but like books that people recommend you read. And if you jot them down just throughout your notes, you might find that they're really hard to find later. So I always say keep that in those first couple pages of the notebook to have your action items of what you're going to be doing when you get back, as well as like a PD list that you'll have as well. Share, this is some of the other things for before summit, share how excited you are to get away from the normal day. Share who you're traveling with, how you connected with them. Like I said, I'm traveling with one of my coaches. We get to drive together. Like for me, I can't wait for the road trip. Like to me, that part of it's like the best way to kick off summit. So how are you traveling? Are you flying solo for the first time? That was my very first summit trip. Also, I take the same picture every year in the same, I try, me again, I'm not spending money. I don't have to. I travel in the same exact dress I have for all 9 summits. So it'll be my 10th or 9th? I think it's actually 10th considering the 2 virtual ones, but I've worn the exact same black maxi dress that my mom gave me. I'll wear it the day I travel. I'll take a selfie in the car and I'll compare it to all the years past. It's just something, it makes it easy because I know exactly what I'm going to do. And in the post, I talk about how that very first time I hopped on a plane to Vegas all by myself with rooming with people I didn't know and, surviving off of shakes and bars and, didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And now I'm traveling and I'm flying into Texas and I'm traveling with a coach of mine and my husband's coming with me and just, I get to do that little before and after type in a different way, in a business sense. So I know for me, that's something that I'll be sharing on travel day. As we head into the week of summit, you can see some other examples here, talking about your habits that come with you. Actually, today I packed my supplements. I went ahead and got like my Shakeology packets. I want to make sure I had everything I needed, Shakeology and Energize, and I got everything all together. I haven't posted about it yet, but it's just something that I started to do as I'm getting ready for next week. Talking on your story, start trickling in that you're going to San Antonio. People love to give their advice. So ask them about restaurants or places to go while you're there. And again, which with the week after summit, you want to make sure that you are talking about who's going to come with you next year. When you get your ticket, put a screenshot up that you got your ticket for next year. Who's coming with you next year? Putting that in your team page. Your teammates, if you've got new coaches that are watching you that weren't able to make it to this year, you want to make sure you catch them when the fire's hot. So, after those summit tickets go live, they typically go live. I don't know if it's after opening ceremonies or if it's on, I don't know, at some point they announce where the next one will be and they put the tickets live. So I remember being in a bar in Nashville the 1 year that it launched, and we were out and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get my summit ticket right now. Like I couldn't even wait till I got back to my hotel. It was like an immediate, I had to get it. And I was just so excited to secure my spot for the next year. So talking about those things and coming back and sharing with your team. When it's all said and done, you want to, again, ideally, yes, every person would go, but not everyone's going to go. So when you get back, make sure that you're coming back to your team and telling them what you learned, why it was so amazing, and sharing your vision with them so that ideally they will be there with you next year as well. A couple other things also when I did this, there's no team hangout. You guys know that? So if you were out last year, I didn't know that there's not a team hangout. I was surprised. So there's no team hangout and you can't buy supplements this year. So in prior years, I've always liked, because I don't like to spend money on shipping, shocker. So I would always buy stuff while I was there to be able to take it home without having to pay shipping on it. And they're not doing the hangout and like the supplements. And like this, I got the sweatshirt. I just bought it because I thought it was cute and cozy. And I was like, I'll just take it with me to Summit, but you could actually buy it there. No, you can't. So if you got the email that was like, here's your body lookbook, where it was like, it showed you all the stuff, like the new body clothing, that is not in fact going to be there. I guess it'll be on display, like a sample items for you to see, but you cannot purchase anything. It was encouraged. This came from one of my 1-stars. Like she was like, oh, this was in my 1-star thread. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. So if anyone else is in the dark, like I am, no supplements to purchase. And the clothing you cannot purchase, but you can order it in advance and like get it before you go. Alana, there is no store, correct? That's the way I understood it. Again, this was like coming from one of my 1-stars. She put it in our like team summit thread that there's no, like there was an email that came out and the email had a free shipping code with it. So like, I think this sweatshirt was 44, I want to say, and it was free shipping with it. So you can, I'm trying to think when I ordered, because I got it on Saturday. It didn't take that long. It probably took like 4 days. So today's Monday. I would imagine if you ordered it like today or tomorrow, if there's something that you want, you can get it and it'll ship. Because there were joggers that I thought were super cute, but I was like, yeah, I'll wait and try them on when I get there. I'll look at them in person. They won't be there. Also, like if you were going to stock up on Energize when you got there, so you didn't have to fly with it, not going to be available. But I just noticed on my little slide here I had about taking videos in the team hangout, and I was like, what? No, there's no hangout. They did say the trainers will be out and about and walking around, and if you see them, go up to them, have a conversation and get a picture, because that was one of the cool things with the hangout last year. They were just there. So it was like you would just see lines forming, and all of a sudden there was a trainer there to get a picture with. So they did say that they'll be out venturing around, but that they would not be there in person. So that was a little bit of a sidebar conversation about that, but want to make sure you guys know. So just more videos, just kind of, if you want to make a checklist in your own phone of like some things to take, taking team photos when you see somebody. Maegan Gibbons, one of my coaches, she did the cutest thing last year. She did pictures with people who she like really looked up to, but she did it to the song Famous Friends. You know, I can't sing, or I would, but it's like, I got famous friends you probably never heard of, that song. So she took pictures with people as she went throughout Summit, whether it was a trainer or just, you know, like I know she got one with Mel when we were at our team meet and greet, but she put it all together as like, the whole idea is to the average person, these people aren't anybody, right? But to her, growing a business, these were all the people who she looked up to or learned from in some way. So the more, like, don't be afraid to ask for a picture from somebody. If you see someone, everybody's going to smile and get a picture with you. I promise. Like, everybody will do it. So if there's somebody who you want a picture with, if you see there's like people getting group pictures, you know, don't be shy to like get one too. Hop in there, say, can I get a picture with you too? Take a lot of video. Like I said, I use my content, like anything I film while I am at Summit. Like there were clips during the super workout. I did this too. Me and another girl, we kind of swapped off. I took my phone and just kind of took video throughout the crowd, like doing some moves. And then she did the same with me in it. Those action shots are just way more fun than like sitting your phone on a tripod, right? So we're all there. Yes, we're working out, but that workout's really long on Saturday morning anyways. So you'll be okay if you miss like a couple 30-second clips and just trade off with somebody and just film little ones. It looks super cool. You get like the view from above and you see like the groups working out together, just super fun views. So like kind of thinking outside the box of just setting your tripod up and taking pictures, little video clips, I feel like they make the easiest reels right now. You can still shot to take pictures from them, but taking pictures during the workout, at the parties, take as many pictures as you can. Take your picture, find your name on the recognition boards, wherever it might be, whether it's a brand new coat or an emerald or a diamond, whatever it is, like Nobody else knows what any of that means. Like, you find your name on the sign, go get a picture with it, and be proud of wherever you are. Be proud that you're going. Be excited about what you have to offer and invite other people. My favorite is the last one, be coachy. Like, the things that make you smile about this business, like, be proud of that. Because I promise you there's somebody else that's watching that's like, man, like, look at her energy. Look what she's doing. I would want nothing more than to call this my job. And those people who are watching you are waiting for you to invite them to be a part of it. So a couple, again, there's just more. I talk about airport pictures, your lanyard, you're going to get that at check-in, talk about the events, super trainer workouts, sharing what you're doing, sharing your sessions, tell the story of a teammate, somebody you met, maybe it's a reel. It's kind of like how Maegan did that one with the famous friends. I just thought that song was super cute. Talking about, you've got your Energize, like I make a Shakeology brownie bowl every day. So I'm gonna travel. This is like totally random, but my little story that I've written up with this is when I was in 7th grade, my girlfriend and I had lunch together, and we brought a box of cake batter. And we ate cake batter for lunch, and she brought the bowl and the spoon. I brought the cake batter, and we'd go to the water fountain at lunch, and we would mix it together, and we made cake batter. And I'm going to bring a bowl and a spoon with me to Summit this year, but I'm actually going to bring Shakeology because it's a little bit healthier than the cake batter that I used to do in 7th grade with my best friend. But that was something I was like, I can spin that somehow into a post. Like, I still remember packing the spoon in the bowl, and now I'm going to do the same, but I'm doing it because my health really matters and I value it. And I'm this little packet of powder that changed so much about my health. So think about different ways that you can spin what you're doing and how you can talk about it. And you won't be able to get it all out while you're there. You'll have all next week and the week after that and the week after that to keep posting and sharing about it. A few things: don't wear heels. I know they look cute, and sure, if you want to wear them to an event, go for it. But I'm going to highly recommend some comfy flip-flops, sandals, and tennis shoes. You will log some miles. I've never been to San Antonio, but in prior years, I can tell you that every Summit event, I mean, you're hustling because there's an event here, and you're going to go check out that dinner spot, and then you're going to go do some pictures here, and then you're going to you're just going. So say don't wear heels. If you really want to, wear them to like the event at the end with where you can take them off later. It's like a wedding, like you wear them for a little bit and then you take them off, put flats on. That would be what I would recommend. And then again, I thought that you could purchase things. So I said to use your spouse's account ID for purchases, but we can't do that. Buy your ticket for next year. Keep all your receipts. The accountant and me will tell you, keep all your receipts, because the cool thing is this is a business write-off. This whole thing is a business write-off. I can't give you legal advice, and I'm not your accountant, so seek them for professional advice. But in general, this is a business expense. So all the things that we're doing, the meals that you're having, the fun that you're having, this is probably your biggest write-off of the year. So instead of Venmoing somebody, like if you're gonna share Ubers, maybe you buy an Uber there and then they buy the Uber back. It might not be to the dime exactly. It's okay. I would just recommend you just pay for it. That way you have the actual receipt. Not that you can't Venmo, you can. It just makes it a little bit more complicated. So my tip to you is track your receipts, pay for the things, so that you have that tracking as well. Coordinate your flight times. If you're flying by yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to catch an Uber and I've never done that before, or I don't want to get one by myself, or I want to share the cost, right? Like, you Uber there and then I'll Uber us back on Sunday, and one will pay one way, one will pay the other, and you can share costs that way as well. You can ask your hotel for a fridge. I know all of them are different. Because I'm driving in, I'm just going to do a grocery delivery when I get to Houston, and I'll bring my stuff with me to San Antonio. Last year in wherever we were, St. Louis, Target delivered. So I got snacks and cases of water delivered to my room last year because I'm a camel and I drink crap ton of water, and I don't ever like to be thirsty. So I got waters delivered and like some nuts and snacks and stuff, because sometimes you go to get food at a restaurant and like St. Louis was not prepared for us. Hopefully San Antonio is a little bit better. But San Antonio was a hot mess when it came to getting food. Like, there were times we were just waiting and waiting. I don't know what this is going to be like, but in the event, like, I mean, I've got like my beach bars, my Shakeology. I do like those Chomps beef sticks, stuff like that you can pack easily. And I didn't look in to see if there was a delivery service that would work at the hotel, but that's what I did last year. I did a Target delivery to my room last year. This year I will do it and probably just drive with stuff over. But nobody wants to be hangry. And then just embrace it for what it is. This is a work experience. Like, when you like sit back and look, like when you like reflect on all the things you'll do while you're there, this is part of your job. This is something we get to call our business that we're all building on our own uniquely, but we have the opportunity to invite everybody else along for the ride. And I think that's a pretty darn amazing thing. This was just for the event. If you want to, if you're not already planning to do your own, obviously, if you want to do your own, by all means, go for it. But if you would like to team up, or just you're newer and you don't even know what you would be talking about, the whole idea of this event will be a post summit, right? So we're coming in the Tuesday after summit. So as you're there and you're talking to people and they're like, what do you do? And you're like, well, I don't know, I'm in the middle of a workout or something. Get their name, get their email. You'll have those conversations with them later, but you can invite them to this call at 8 p.m. on the 27th, so that there's a way for them to hear all the ins and outs of what we have to offer as a team with body coaching. So I'll stop my share. Any other questions? All of you. I see that other people share my sadness and not having a hangout and not being able to purchase stuff. I get it. All right, if I missed a question, let me know. I don't see any. Okay, anything else? Any summit thoughts? When are the Dream Team events in San Antonio? They are, I had the thing. 11, well, there's the Diamond event. I don't know if you need that one. The Diamond event is on Thursday at 9 a.m. before the team event at 11. So the team Diamonds at 9, team events at 11, and then the Dream Team meet and greet is 4 to 6 on Saturday. But if you're in the Dream Team Summit group, which I can pull that link, although my computer's been fritzy. Let me pull the summit, then we have it. The Dream Team Summit has the link for, there we go, Summit Dream Team. Has the Eventbrite in case anyone else needs to get the ticket. Where do we get our wristbands for the event? When you'll have to check in. So at some point when you get in, everything starts Thursday, whatever general session is, Thursday evening. I don't know what time it is. I'll look at that come Thursday. But Thursday evening is the general session. So you'll need your bands prior to Thursday. But you can go anytime. It starts on Wednesday. So it'll be in the app. If you haven't downloaded the app yet, I would do that. It's probably in the convention center. That's typically where it is. It's usually a pretty seamless process. You'll just go in. It's usually organized by your rank. You'll go in, you'll get your bands for the workouts, your bands for the Success Club party, and then just the hiccups, your general admission band for the events. Body events app. There it is. Oh, my link didn't go. Where did that go? Everyone. There we go. That's the link for the Dream Team Facebook group for the event. And again, if you have any friends or you're in like a corporate chat group for your region, feel free to share the link. I know Steph posted it like way back at the beginning. There. I'll just repost these for anyone who might have jumped on late. Those are the links for the tickets to share if you have anyone outside of our team to come to that event on Thursday. Anything else? Alrighty, well, we'll call it a night. Thanks for getting on and sharing your Monday night with me. I will talk to you guys soon, and hopefully I'll see you at Summit. And like I like to say, if you see me, I'm gonna hug you because I hug everyone. So there was someone on Ashley Roberts' team last year. She's like, I'm not a hugger, but you said you were gonna hug me. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hug you. Like, I don't know how to just like say hi awkwardly. I'm gonna hug you. So if I see you, I'll hug you and squeeze you. All right, have a good night. Bye, guys.